Is the video proper? Okay, fine. Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejaspinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, for people who know cricket, in India, when we used to watch cricket back then, the commentators used to start the commentary with, "It's a bright sunny day." And that is what we see here in Ireland. We couldn't understand what that means because it was always sunny for us. And when the commentator is happy about saying it's a bright sunny day, and we were like, what? Okay. So now I understand here, it's a bright sunny day. Good. So we are here for this satsanga, this retreat, this session, where we are going to see the text called Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam is the text, name of the text. They give different names to this text, Charpata Pancharika, etc. Let us not bother about that. Bhaja Govindam, let us stick to this. This is a very famous text. The name implies that it is a sung in praise of the deity called Govinda, who is none other than Krishna. Okay, we'll come to that in detail later. So, Acharya Bhagavan Bhashyakara Shankaracharya has written many texts, many treatises on Vedanta to explain the tenets of Vedanta, to explain the different nuances of Vedanta in different ways. The only goal is to help this person who understands himself to be an ignorant, who sees himself to be an ignorant, to uplift him from this ignorance. So, whatever may be the technique, so if it is going to be a simple explanation of the Mahavakyas, the great statements, yes, let us do it. If it is going to be a simple discussion of a guru and disciple in very simple terms, okay, let that be there also. Or if there needs to be a little more detailed discussion, including the metaphysical aspect, let us do that. Or if there needs to be a great detailed discussion on everything, let there be that also. So in these different varieties, we are not giving you one text and saying like, this is it. Okay, you have to believe it. If you are not believe it, if you are not believing it, you are doomed. No. Acharya, due to his causeless compassion, has written so many texts to make this fellow somehow understand the truth. But still, some are not capable of reasoning. So, it is not because they are not intelligent. It is because they don't want to listen to reasons. Like, we give an example. There was this discussion. After this discussion, after we established all that which needs to be through beautiful logic, the opponent said, "No, you're wrong." How can I be wrong? Just give me a logic. You don't understand. The milk from black cow is always black. You have seen milk from white cow, but the milk given by a black cow is always black. Now, how can you defeat him? In logic, if you are not able to make the other person understand your logic, it is not he who is a fool, it is you who are a fool, because you are not able, you are incapable of establishing the logic. So it is you who are a fool. So in this way, Acharya has tried different techniques and he does not want to be a fool. He is not. Even thinking about it is a blasphemy for me. So he saw, okay, what is there any other way? Okay, this fellow lacks, what does he lack? He lacks the focus. The logic can be, somehow made, you can equip him to understand the logic if he has little bit of focus. So what is the method to gain focus? Method to gain focus is simple worship of God. Worship of God in any form. So but how do I gain focus by worship of any God? The simple method is by accepting someone who you understand is a supra everything. He is more intelligent than you. He is more powerful than you. He is more everything than you. So that acceptance gives a comfort to you. In which way? To surrender your will. That is very important. So this fellow accepts a superpower and understands he decides and he becomes equipped to surrender himself. That doesn't take place immediately. It takes a lot of time. But there should be a beginning for everything. So that beginning is a worship of God. Okay, worship of God. You worship God. How? Worship. How? I won't say anything, but you worship. That is what you have to do. That is not the way. In Shastra, we don't just show the problem, we also show you the solution. It is not just proper to say you are wrong. How you are wrong, that should be established. And what is the right way, that should also be said. Without saying you are wrong, then you will give up. Okay, whichever way I go, I am wrong. So let me give up. Let me be wrong. So that is not the method of Shastra. Shastra guides us in a proper way. That is why we call Shastra. Shastra, when we interpret it as in English or other language, we say scriptures. Shastra, the word itself is a very beautiful word in Sanskrit. Shastra, Shashanat, Trananat, Shastramityabhidiyate, we say. Shasanat, Trananat. Shasana means to guide you. Tranana means to protect you. Shastra guides you and protects you. Guides you in the right path and protects you from the wrong path. That is what Shastra means. Now, in this Shastra is a big, it's a word which encompasses many things. Shastra which deals with duality, Shastra which deals with Trinity, Shastra which deals with non-duality. In this way, there are many schools. The school which we are understanding, we are here for, is the Shastra of non-duality. Okay, Advaita. Okay, now here, are we live actually? Okay, because I didn't hear the message. Okay, fine. So Shastra here, what we are here is for understanding the non-duality. What is this non-duality? Okay, what is this Trinity and what is this duality you are talking about? Well, let us understand what the wrong is, then we'll understand what the right is. Okay, the wrong is the Trinity and duality. What is Trinity? We are not talking about the Trinity and the other religions and philosophies accept. We are talking about the Trinity of I, the individual self, God, the absolute, and the creation. All three of them are different. The Jiva, individual self, Ishvara, the creator, the God, and this world, they are all different. The individual self cannot become the world, cannot become the God. The God cannot become individual self or the world. The world cannot be God or individual self. There can be no absolutely any possibility of identity between all these three. These three will always remain independent. This is the Trinity. Now, this is not acceptable for some people who say, no, the world is creation of God. The Jiva is different from God. The Jiva cannot be God. The individual self cannot be God. So, we accept the God and the individual self to be different. Ishvara and Jiva, God and individual self to be different. This also has flaws, because if I am different from God, when there are things which are different from each other, one always instills fear in other. So, if I am different from God, then whether I am afraid of God or not, the God will be afraid of me. If I am different from God, God does not know what I will do. Like, I am always ready for some different, like you are a cricketer, like you are always ready for any kind of ball this fellow throws. Similarly, God will be ready for any kind of suspense you are going to present in front of him. So this is a tremendous situation. If God himself is always in defense, then what kind of God will he be? So this is not acceptable to some. So they say, no, even there are different stages of realization where you can reach to different levels. Like the other day I was explaining the satsanga, you can reach by the worship of God, you can reach his world. You can be there in his world. Okay, that is the first stage of realization, where you will be sitting in the last seat. Now you are able to see me, but in the last seat of God, you will not be able to see the God. You will be like, oh, there is a stage and there is a person there. Probably he is the God. There is a CCTV here. Okay, then you can, or you can use your binoculars. Maybe, who knows? Or you may have a different kind of vision where you can automatically focus. You can visualize him in front of you. Probably, we don't know what kind of supernatural powers you will have there. So whichever way, you are far away from God, not in the close proximity of God. That is not acceptable. So if you have more punya, you may go close to him. That's the second level of realization they accept. There again, you can go and serve him. That's the third level of realization. Have a form similar to him. That is the fourth level of realization. Fifth level of realization is being a part of him. Being a part of him. Some bacteria, some virus or something in his body. Something. Being a part of him. So this again is not acceptable. Because if this God is going to create this world, where does he bring this material from? If he is going to borrow it from someone, then that someone is more powerful than God because he is supplying it to God. We cannot accept that God to be dependent on someone else. Dependency. Okay. If he is going to have the material himself, I own my shop, I have material, I use whenever I want. Then again, he is dependent on something other than him. He owns it, true, but he is dependent on something other than him. That is also not possible. So these are different levels of God being, accepting God being the creator. Okay, no. God, like there are some shlokas in Sanskrit. God transforms a part of him into creation. Logical? God transforms a part of him into creation. Yes, that is possible. That is God. This is God too. But something which transforms is not God. Something which transforms a part of it cannot be absolute, because there is a transformation in that part of him. Okay, if he completely transforms himself into creation, again there is no God. Now God is what you see as world. Where is God? So these are all flaws in accepting the creation by God, through God, of God, whichever you want to accept. So then who created this? Who created this? We'll have to explain that this creation, how did it come into existence? I didn't create it. I can promise you. Then who created this? I created. You created. How can that be? Because of our flaw in thinking, understanding. Each one of us is cause for this creation. Each one of us is cause for this creation. How can we each, I don't want to be part of any of your stupidity. Yes, you are not part of my stupidity, but I am part of your stupidity. I am here because of you. How can that be? But what I see is what he sees, and what he sees. So how can you be part of my stupidity? If you say that, then we can simply say what you see is not what he sees or she sees. No. The person, the object, everything may be same, but we don't see it as same. We may see it as similar, but not same. Never. So, to understand these nuances, we need logic, but logic without focus can never achieve the goal. Logic without focus will lead you to some wrong directions, like sometimes Google does. So you will end up, you have arrived at your destination. Open your gate, you will be in open ground. That's not where you wanted to go. You wanted to go to somebody's house. So logic without focus, without direction is wrong. So to gain that direction, to gain that focus, what should we do? That is where we bring in again the devotion. For this devotion, what is the easiest method? Easiest method is to take the name of God. And this can be in different ways. We can chant a couplet or couple of couplets on the name of God, or we can chant one couplet, only one couplet on the name of God, shloka, one shloka on the name of God, okay, or we can chant one name of God. Why are you giving us choices? Should I do that or this or this? That again depends on your focus. we are not ready for the single name focus. So first what we give is we ask you to chant a shloka, a couple of shlokas. We call it Sahasranama, etc., 1,000 names of God, etc. Different names. Once you gain a focus in it, then we say, okay, you don't have to chant all that. You can chant this one couplet. This is enough. Then when you gain focus on that, then you will be given one name of God. Only one name. Out of the 1,000 names, one name. This is enough. Just focus on this. When we are able to gain that focus removes the sins. How can focus remove sins? Chanting the name of God removes sins. But how can chanting the name of God remove sins? I don't understand the logic. Chanting the name of God gives me focus. Chanting the name of God removes the sins, which is true. Because according to the logic, a karma, an action cannot have two results. It's a flaw in logic. Any action cannot have two results. There may be a byproduct, but they cannot have two results. I plant a tree. Why do I plant a tree? I want the fruits. I want to enjoy the fruits of that tree. But does that mean I cannot enjoy the shadow? No. I plant a tree. I enjoy the fruits as well as the shadow. Shadow is not what we planted the tree for. That's a byproduct. It's not the main result. So, no action can have two main results. Here, the action, removing the sin, giving the focus, they are main results. Which one of them is true? Both are true. How can you just said it is not possible? Yes. God is a purity. God is a punya and compassion. Is punya embodiment. Punya, good deeds. God is meritorious. Okay? Now, whatever is not God is a evil, sin, whatever you want to call, demerit, whatever you want to call, you call. You say Papa, because Papa, if I am going to translate, I can say demerit, good, bad deed, this, etc. But it is that and more than that. So this is the good and bad. Let us just put it like that. What God is good. What God is not is bad. Okay. So if I am going towards God, that means I am moving away from the bad. I cannot stay put in the bad and hold on to the bad and say, I want to give this up. I want to give this up. It's like hugging the tree and saying, the tree is not letting me. The tree is not letting me go. The tree never got hold of you. You are not ready to give up the hold on the tree. You are not ready to give up the hold on the creation. We are not ready. What will happen to this? What will happen to that? 1,000 doubts. I just gave an example in some place. We have in South Indian temples, we have the entrance, we call the entrance Gopura. Okay. So it's a pyramid kind of structure. It's a beautiful structure. Huge structures. Can't even imagine that kind of structure now. Okay. So underneath that, we have images of small demons sitting very uncomfortably and holding on that whole structure. So that structure, that image looks so real that he is like holding on to the whole structure. If you remove that image, that person kind of image, which is that statue, which is trying to hold on to the tower, Gopura, will the image fall? No. We are like that. That idol, which is holding on to the tower. We think the world revolves around us. No. The world existed before, the world will exist after. There may be some inconveniences to some people, but that will not stop the world from revolving and rotating. Nothing happens. So, if we want to give up this bad, we have to go towards the good. And that is what God is. So, when we go towards God, our focus is not the world, it's only God. So, we gain focus. If we move towards God, we are going away from the bad. It is like I cannot give up the south until I walk towards north. The more I walk towards north, the more I give up the south. This is like that. So, for that, what is the way? I cannot just go on teaching metaphysical things or the philosophical things to a person who is incapable of understanding. So what should I do? I should have to make him do the worship, etc. So because of his compassion, he sung in praise of different forms of God. What? You said God and now you say different forms of God. Is God one or many? Is God one or many? Then again we ask, okay, how many gods you want? One or many? That is again a question. This is a big misconception among people that in India, in Hindu people, they accept many gods. And we have a joke also. The joke I shared with these people in another retreat. There is this fellow who is in trouble, who prays to one God. This form which you see is of Vishnu. Okay. So he's taken care of by his two wives. Now he is praying to Vishnu. Vishnu is comfortably sleeping on his water bed. It's the snake bed. He's comfortably sleeping on his snake bed, being served by two of his wives. Okay. Now, when this fellow, please Vishnu, please, Vishnu hears this and says, okay, he gets up. Wives ask him, where are you going? I have to go and serve him. I extended this a little bit, but still. So, when he's about to get up, this fellow sees, I've been calling Vishnu for so long and he's not turning up. Let me turn to Shiva, another form of God. Now, Vishnu got up and he sees this fellow has started calling on Shiva now. So he comes and lies down again. What happened? He will be taken care of by someone. So that someone again will have to answer his wife. Again, when he starts, this fellow stops, he starts with another God. So this is a joke which we say because you have so many gods. It is not true. We don't have so many gods. We accept one God in different forms. What does that mean? Are you one person or multiple persons? If I ask, what will you say? One. I'm one person. No. You are multiple persons to multiple people. According to the people you meet, you become a different person. You behave as a daughter or son to your parents. You behave as parent to your daughter or son. You behave as a husband or wife to your spouse. You behave as a friend to another friend. Here, in each relationship, you have a different face, a different personality, a different way of behaving, which is not interchangeable. Which is not interchangeable. I cannot put this there. A son behaving as a son towards his father cannot become otherwise. I am your father. You cannot call your father. I am your father. That is improbable. And in other situations also, you cannot mix up the relationship. So, one person dealing with the world in multiple personalities, will you call him different person? Oh, it's a multiple personality disorder. Do you call him a multiple personal disorder problem? No. We don't call it a problem. We call it life. That is how we handle things. That is how it ought to be. That is how it should be. There's nothing wrong here. So, this is what in Hinduism we accept. We don't accept different gods. We do say there are many gods, but there are not many gods. We accept one God in different forms. That's why I made it very clear. One God in different forms. This is the example we give. One person in different forms. And that too, we have given you a choice of accepting a God of your wish. Yes. You want to accept a male God who is cool, sleeping on the waterbed? Go ahead. If you want to worship a God who is tough looking, Shiva kind of destructor, go ahead. No, I don't like male gods. Female gods, fine. No, for me, I don't like male or female. Okay, both. Both. In single form, we have that also. Half male, half female. It's there. No, I don't like human race. Very fine. We have gods of your desire. Do you want monkey god? You want elephant god? Hanuman is called as monkey god by these people. And we have Ganapati, who is elephant-faced god, elephant god. Now, I don't like this animals also. Okay, part animals, part human. That is also possible. I don't like any of these creatures. Okay, plant, tree, you can worship that. We have that option also. We are not worshipping the plant. We are not tree huggers like these people idiot think. We are people who see the Ishvara in the tree as Ishvara, the plant as Ishvara. So any form which is where you can focus is what is the form of God. And that is why in Yoga Sutra beautifully he presents, how do I meditate? Ishvara Dhyanatva, he says. On the meditation of God, you can gain the focus. But I don't know any Ishvara. Then he says, Yatha Abhimata Dhyanadva. That's a sutra. Yatha Abhimata Dhyanadva means you can also, as a choice, you can also meditate on any form you like. Any form of your preference. There is no compulsion. This is the form, this is the formless, you have to meditate, or no. There is no command here. You are given free will, choice. The only thing is for you to gain focus. Now, for that focus, to gain that focus, Bhagavan Bhashyakara, Shankaracharya Bhagavan, he writes different types of shlokas on different people, different forms. Does he not know that there are no many gods? He knows. Then why? Pure compassion. Whichever form you like. Oh, he didn't sing anything on my God. There is no confusion there. He sang on your God and others' God as well. And there is no choice here. Oh, okay. I'm going to sing on the Father God, Shiva. Okay. Father is always Father. Okay. So I'll sing something great about him. Now, this is Ganesha, the sun god. He is only son of that big god. Okay. So I'm going to just make it a little soft. No. Each form of God is given equal importance. There is no greater or lesser. There is no gradation here. If he sings in praise of this God, he praises that God in all absolute. Praises, sings a beautiful song on Ganges. Beautiful. The poetic composition is in such a beautiful way. There are so many songs he has written, but this on Ganges is such a beautiful shloka, Ganga Stotra. So, in every form he has sung. And this Bhajagovindam, this treatise, remember, I am not calling it a song on Bhagavan. It is a treatise. This Bhajagovindam, people think it is a song in praise of this Ishvara called Govinda, Krishna. No. This is not a song in praise of a god called Govinda, Krishna, but it is a pure Vedantic treatise in disguise of that. It is a pure Vedantic treatise. Okay. And this, I have done it in Tamil, English and other language also. And this, when we decided to come to Ireland, I said, okay, I'll do this text. And last year I was not able to come here. And we had a lot of time in Bucharest, lot of time. So these people said, Bhajagovindam. I said, no. Ireland starts with Bhajagovindam. So I reserved it for Ireland. So that is why we are seeing this Bhajagovindam. Now, okay, why did he sing this song? Any song on any god needs a reason. Suddenly, I'm sitting like this, and suddenly, oh Shiva, why did you start singing in praise of Shiva? Because you have a photo of Vishnu here. I should sing on Vishnu. If I'm singing on Vishnu, oh, he saw that photo, therefore he started singing on Vishnu. There's a logic. So suddenly I cannot, even though I am causeless compassion, I cannot start singing suddenly without any rhyme or reason. So to make it logical, they say a story in tune with the first shloka. There was this grammarian grandfather, an old man. He's not really a grammarian. He's trying to become a grammarian. So, grammar is based on root words. Sanskrit grammar is based on root words like Latin or Greek. So, this old man, is trying to memorize the root words. At that point of time, Bhagavan was crossing that area. And he saw this old man chanting this root word again and again and again. He felt pity upon him and he started this song. You idiot, worship the Bhagavan Govinda. How? You idiot, worship Bhagavan Govinda. I am not making it up. He says that. So that is what they say is the background of the story, of the shloka, of this poem. It need not be. He might have seen people struggling with different philosophies. So he said, okay, you don't have to worry about all these philosophies. Stick to this. Worship Bhagavan and focus and understand the truth. How to do that? It is not just worshipping Bhagavan will take you to the truth. No. Worshipping any form of God will not take you to the truth. No. It will help you to gain focus and purity of mind, wherein it will take you to this place where you understand the truth. Because the problem is not because of some other's creation. As we started, the problem is our own creation, our own ignorance. And ignorance cannot be removed through any means other than knowledge. I see a snake on the rope, which is a simple common example we use. I see a snake on the rope. Suddenly, oh, rope, a snake. If I see a snake as rope, there is a problem. If I see rope as snake, again there is another different problem. Seeing rope as snake, the pressure increases. But snake as rope, poison increases. You will be in danger. Both are equally difficult. So anyway, my problem is I am seeing the rope as snake, and that cannot be removed through any kind of different methods. I cannot sit and meditate and get this snake to go away. No, I cannot do exercises, pump iron or do yoga or whatever and get rid of the snake. No. I cannot use a stick and hit on that to get rid of this rope, this snake. No. The only thing that removes this snake from there is a rope. But again, where did this snake come from? Where did this snake come from? Who created the snake? Is the same answer for this creation. Who created this creation? Where did this creation come from? It is all because of your ignorance. The ignorance of the truth. Whether it be the rope or it be the self. The ignorance of the truth causes all the problems. So, the shloka starts in a very beautiful way. He says, this also can be a shloka where you do bhajans, no? They do bhajans. Vandana Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Peacefully they'll start. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. That's how it will start. And you will be like, and the moment it picks up pace, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Suddenly you will be wondering what's happening. Okay, so like that, this also can be chanted as a bhajan. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Chant. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Samprapte sannihite kale. Samprapte sannihite kale. Samprapte sannihite kale. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrikarane. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrikarane. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrikarane. I am not a big fan of bhajans, but I just wanted to do it. Okay. Bhaja Govindam. Beautiful. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Worship. Bhaja means worship. Bhaja Sevayam. Serve. Bhaja Sevayam is the root word to serve. Serve, worship. Okay. Worship Govinda. Worship Govinda, worship Govinda. Oh, you idiot, worship Govinda. That's what it is. Mudhamate means idiot. Worship Govinda, Bhaja Govindam. Samprapte sannihite kale. Samprapte means when it comes closer. Samprapte, when it comes closer. Closer, sannihite means very close. What? Kale, the time. Kala is also death. When the death comes closer to you. Nahi nahi rakshati dukring karane. This dukring karane. Dukring is the root word. The meaning is karane. In Sanskrit, like in Greek, every root word is explained with the meaning. Dukring is the meaning of dukring is karane. Dukring is the root word, karane is the meaning. Okay, so he says, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, worship Govinda, worship Govinda. But wait, what does Govinda mean? We have to understand whom we are worshipping. Without knowing whom we are worshipping, just if we say worship him, how can I worship somebody whom I don't know? I don't even recognize him. How can I worship him? How can I give respects to somebody who I don't even know? No, okay, this is Mr. So and so. I have to also know, not just know this is Mr. So and so, I also have to know whether he is worth respecting. What is that he has done for me to respect him? I have to establish that. So we have to understand, like Vishnu, we say Vishnu. Vishnu, the word Vishnu is from the root word Vishulru Vyapto, all pervading. One who is all pervading. You are worshipping the one who is all pervasive. Okay. Krishna. Krishna, what does Krishna mean? Krishna means Karshati, Akarshatiti. One who attracts and guides you properly is Krishna. Okay. Every word has a meaning. Shiva. Shiva means auspicious. Now, Govinda. What does Govinda mean? Simply put, Govinda is the name of Krishna. What does Govinda mean? We can understand Govinda in different levels. See, how you want to understand, in which level you want to understand, that can be the explanation. But wait, are we not talking about God? Yes, I'm talking about God. Then how can there be choice in understanding God? God is one. Explain him as this. I'll understand. What is his choice? That is not so. We see the beautiful blue sky. We see the beautiful blue sky. But wait, is sky blue? Yes, of course we see it blue. But is it blue? No. When we start, to the kid we say, like the sky is blue, the color of the sky is blue, etc. We establish the idea that the sky is blue in color. When the kid grows up, we say, no, the sky does not have any color. But I say blue color. Oh, that is because of Raman's effect. We will bring in Dr. Raman and his effect and explain it's because of that. Now, when the child comes and says, where is sky? What does sky mean? Oh, that which you see as blue, which is not really blue, which is seen because of as explained by Raman. Who is an idiot now? Not the child. Because you are trying to explain something which is not comprehensible by a child. So, which is the proper way to understand Govinda is? Can be different according to the different levels of disciple. First, Govinda is a simple name of Bhagavan Krishna. First explanation. Gam Pati iti Govinda. One who protects the cows is Govinda. Krishna was a herdsman, he protected cows. So Govinda fits in. Okay, that's the first meaning. The first meaning is to equate it, the Govinda, to Krishna. One who protects the cows, Krishna did. So he is Govinda. Okay. The second level of understanding. Gam Pati iti Govinda. Now, this Gam is the sense organs. Gam is also sense organs. One who protects the sense organs, one who takes care of the sense organs is Govinda, the individual self. I am the controller of my sense organs. The individual self is the Govinda. Okay. So, the third meaning, Gam Pati iti Govinda. Same explanation, but I am interpreting the Gam, cow, and Pati, protecting, in different forms. Okay. First meaning, Gam Pati iti Govinda. There, the one who protects the cows, physical cows, the protector. So, that is Krishna. In second meaning, Gam Indriyam Pati iti Govinda. One who protects the sense organs, the individual self. The third meaning, Gam Pati iti Govinda. I am going to expand it in the same way, but here Gam, cow, is Jiva. Cow here means Jiva. The one who protects the Jiva, the individual self, is a Govinda, the Ishvara. So, first, it is name of a person. Govinda is name of a person who is a herdsman. Second, Govinda is the individual self. Third is Govinda is the absolute self. Well, how can a word mean three different things and not wrong? If you say something, if it has one meaning, then that's a proper thing. If it has different meaning, then that is confusion. That leads to confusion also. Like we give an example in the scriptures, Saindhava Manaya. Saindhava is a product of Sindhu, Afghanistan. In olden days, from Afghanistan, we used to get two things. One is salt, the rock salt. The other is the horses. We used to import horses from Sindhu, the current Afghanistan. Now they are exporting something else. That's a different thing. So we import two things. So both these things, salt as well as horse, both are referred to as Saindhava. Saindhava. Okay. So I am sitting here and I am eating something and I ask for Saindhava. What will you bring? Horse or salt? Confusion. You bring a horse. Horse is ready. Idiot, I am eating something. Why do you bring horse? I thought you will go for a ride. This fellow is taking him for a ride. So now Saindhava in this circumstance means salt. And sometimes it is very difficult to talk to people who use only pronouns. When that came here, What is that and what is here? What do you refer as here? He is not talking about here. He is talking about there, here. So it's a very big difficulty. So here, I mean here in this place of discussion. Now, when we refer to Govinda as a person, Govinda as an individual self, and Govinda as Ishvara, how can that be not proper? How can that be right? This is easily established through the teaching of Vedanta. We are studying Vedanta. Vedanta, bha is replaceable in Sanskrit. Vabhayor abhedat, we say. There is oneness in va and bha. So Vedanta also is Bhedanta. Bheda means duality. Anta means destruction. End. Where the end of duality is established. That is what we do in Vedanta. Okay. Now, I am asking, how can one word give three different meanings and you are talking about Vedanta? First establish this, then we'll go to Vedanta. If you ask, Vedanta's simple teaching is the individual self and the absolute self are one and not different. Tat tvam asi. That you are. Aham Brahma asmi. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that absolute self. In all these teachings, we refer to the individual self and absolute self as non-dual, identical. We are not establishing the Jiva as Ishvara. We are not establishing the Jiva is Ishvara. This fellow is Ishvara. I am Ishvara. No. That is a gross misunderstanding. What we are saying is the substratum of me, the individual self, and the substratum of that Ishvara is one. That is not different. What does that mean? Substratum of me and substratum of God is one and same. This cup which I drank water with is made of clay. A plate, a pot, in different forms we see what? Clay. Clay is seen in different forms. The substratum is clay. Like you see many wooden structures. Okay. Beautiful toy made of wood. Beautiful door made of wood. Beautiful table made of wood. Beautiful chair made of wood. Okay. A person who sees the beauty, external beauty, says, oh, beautiful elephant. Oh, this is a beautiful door. But the person who is a woodcraft man, he will just knock at the door and say, this is cheap wood. This is good wood. He only sees wood there. He does not see the forms. He does not give it name. He just sees wood, 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 wood. So we are seeing the form like the kid who is afraid of the Dracula form, which is put in front of some museum and all. They have this fear-inducing forms. Dinosaur. The kid superimposes the idea of reality in it and is afraid of that form. A matured person sees it as a beautiful animated object. Like they had procession of a mechanical dinosaur, or it's not a dinosaur, it's a kind of dragon in Germany recently. Different aspects of this moving dinosaur is controlled by different people. It spewed fire, it also spewed smoke, it's moving, its legs, everything. The kid is afraid of seeing this dragon. But we are amazed by this beautiful creature, this mechanical creature which these people have created. How many nuts and bolts? How many engines they should have used? How many people are sitting in this object to control this? We are amazed by that. We are not afraid of it. But the kid is afraid of it. So, where are we? How are we approaching it is different. So, the one who sees it as wood sees wood only in everything. But we, like the kid, superimpose beauty and ugliness in that object and forget the substratum, which is nothing but wood. Everywhere. I used to give this example of gold chain, gold watch, gold earrings, etc. But people always, oh, that earring is better than my earring, or my earring is better than that earring. They never see the gold, which is the underlying truth, which is commonality. Okay, so the only common thing here is the substratum, and this substratum is common in me and you as well as Ishvara. The substratum is common. We are not saying you are Ishvara or I am Ishvara. We are not projecting God means here. We are not making God means here or men God, but we are saying the underlying truth in God and in Jiva is one. That is Vedanta. Now, in light of this, you see the meanings. The one who is the control of sense organs, individual self. The one who is control of these individual selves, Ishvara. Who are they? Govinda, Govinda. Both are Govinda. So that Govinda, one who is the substratum, Govinda now here means truth, absolute self. The substratum, not mere individual self, not the Ishvara, but the substratum for this individual self and the Ishvara. So this Govinda, we have to worship him. Why? Mudhamate, he uses expletive. Mudhamate, you idiot. Mudha means stupid, mati means buddhi. So basically it means you idiot. Because instead of worshipping this substratum, we are interested in the attraction which the superimposition gives. Instead of understanding the rope, we are either attracted towards or we are running away from that snake. Some people are attracted to snakes. They love snakes. A snake. So, whether it is attraction or aversion does not really matter. That object which you are attracted to or you are averse to is not the reality. That is what we have to understand. Okay, so that is why, since you are attracted or averse to this illusory thing, that is why he calls you idiot. Moodhamate. It is not for any other reason. Why? Because samprapte sannihite kali, when the time of death comes, time of death. Oh, I am just 20. I am just 30. We give years. Does that mean you will not die then? Because this is a common example which we see in the world. A boy 5 or 10 years old, like in the case of Nachiketa, a famous student in the Vedanta, or even Acharya himself, Shankaracharya himself, started at the age of 5. Now, when we start at the age of 5, the parents will slap our head and say, What Vedanta at the age of 5? What do you know? Okay. 5 is not the year, age. Fine. 18, 20, when we think we are matured enough. Vedanta? What Vedanta? What world have you seen? Huh? Go. Okay. Start working. Now, you still have not seen the world. Okay. Get married. That is what they'll next propose. Get married. See the world. Okay. Get married. Now, what? You just got married. What do you know about the world? Okay, you got kids. You got kids. They are also growing. Now, you are old enough because that kid is old enough to get married and come to the same cycle. Now, if you say, what will you do now at this old age? Go and sit in the corner. When we are not of age, they will not allow us. When we are of age, that is not possible. When we are over age, they will say, no, at this age, what will you do? Go and sit in the corner. So then, when is the time for Vedanta? When will we start Vedanta? When will we start the path to understand the truth? When will we start the path to understand the truth? A thief starts his act from a very young age. And people with ambition to become this and that, they also start with at very young age. But for truth, there is no age. Whichever age you show, that is not a proper age. We have a very beautiful story. This young boy, he went to his guru and he stayed with his guru. And for some reason or other, he has to go to the village. And he is not interested in going to the village. He tells his guru, I don't want to. Guru asks, why? No, you don't know. If I go there, they will not allow me to come back. I don't want to be stuck there. He says, no one is going to catch you. No, Guruji, you don't know my village. They are like that. Okay? I'll give you a mantra. Use that mantra. Mantra, like the black magic. Shang! No. I'm going to tell you a secret. He teaches him a secret. He learns it. Then he goes to the village. And the village, all these people are sitting there. And they tell him, why at this young age you are running away from here? Huh? Okay, now it's time for the mantra which the Guruji gave. So he says, yes, I understand what you people say. I will stay here. You are right. I will stay here. See, the old people in the village, they are happy. See, you have to tell him in a way, in a particular way. That is how you can make these people understand. You cannot, But, what but? Who said that? This boy. But I have a condition. What is the condition? I will stay here. You people are old enough. You can go to my Guruji. You can go to Guruji. You said that? Okay, I am young. I will stay here. You are old. Why don't you go? Oh, I have left some job unfinished. I have some job. Everyone will escape from that village. No one will try to send him back. This is what will happen. What is the right age to understand the truth? There is no wrong age. That is the truth. I am not going to say which is the right age. There is no wrong age to start understanding the truth. Every age is perfect. Because we are running behind the truth whether we accept or don't accept. We want to understand the truth in different forms. What is truth? Happiness, etc. Whatever it may be. So that we are running, we, the ants too, are running behind it to have a peaceful life. To have a life which is not disturbed by this world of illusion. Everyone is running towards it or running away from it, whichever. So it is we are trying to go to it, but our paths are not as proper as it should be. We don't choose the right path because we don't understand what is the right path. That is why we try to avoid the question of the truth, whichever age it comes into. We just try to avoid it, avert it. And that is why he says, Samprapte sannihite kale. When the time of death comes, means we have a saying, the death is surrounding us in all the 10 directions. Not just 8, all the 10 directions. It's waiting for us. You can't say now, not now. If it is time, you have to go. You cannot avoid it. You cannot run away from it. You cannot say when the death comes, oh, I have responsibilities. Who does not have? Who does not have? Everyone. Right from the kid to the old man, everyone has responsibilities. Everyone. Old man? Yes. What are you talking? I just got my grandson married. He just got his grandson married and he wants to see his son's marriage. It never ends. The desire never ends. So you cannot say before the time of death. We don't know when the time of death comes. So samprapte sannite kale. When the time of death comes, knocking at your doors, nahi rakshati dukri karane. No, it will not protect you. No, definitely not. No, that twice is to establish the idea. Definitely not what? Rakshati, protects. Definitely it will not protect. What will not protect? Dukri karane. Dukri karane, it's a beautiful root word. Dukri is the root word and karane is the meaning. I said already. Dukri karane means to do. Dukri is the root word. The meaning is in English is to do. In action. In action. Not in action. In action. You use it in action. For I was inquiring into this shlokas when I first thought it is a simple text. Okay. Then when I was inquiring into it, I saw this is not a simple text as I thought it is. It is such a complicated text. Dukri karane, this root word. Dukri karane. Okay. Now, Instead of do, kri, e, ka, ra, ne, he could have used do, pa, chash, pa, ke, or some other root word. There are so many root words which have the characters equivalent to this. No. He specifically used dukri karne. Why did he choose this root word? To show the activities, whatever may be the activity. The activities will not lead you to the truth. The actions will not lead you to the truth. Like we saw the snake, the snake cannot be removed through any activity in the world. Going to the temples, doing fire oblations, doing sacrifices, whatever it may be, the snake will not disappear through any action. So to give the important message of the actions cannot liberate you, he has used this beautiful root word, Dukrikarani. Actions cannot liberate us because actions are limited. Limited actions cannot give unlimited absolute truth. Limited actions cannot give you unlimited absolute truth. Whatever an action begets is limited. Yat yat kritakam tat tat anityam is a simple logic we use in Sanskrit. Whatever is created, gained is a non-eternal. Whatever may be, whatever that may be, that can never be eternal. So through actions, you cannot even desire to gain the eternal. That is why he used this root word. Nahi nahi rakshati dukri prane. Okay. So that is good for the beginning class. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukri Karane, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukri Karane, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukri Karane, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukri Karane, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukri Karane. Then you can go, Bhaja, 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 Bhaja Govindam. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This one.